Right guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm just going to be showing you how to adjust your Shimano 105 R7150 rear derailleur so as you can run an 1130 12-speed rear cassette. So let's go ahead, let's take a look. So as you can see, this is the 105 R7150 rear derailleur using an Ultegra R8100 1130 cassette. So normally with the 105 derailleur it's a 34 cassette or a 36, but this is a Ultegra, so if you want a Ultegra 12-speed cassette on there you can fit it no problem. As you see, it works with the 105 derailleur exactly as it should on the 32. Now to set that up, when you fitted obviously your 1130 cassette, shift over to the largest, your 30 at the rear, and then if you haven't got the gauges, see one of these gauges is different. That's a 105 and this is an Ultegra or Dura-Ace, and the gauge is slightly different on the markings because this is for an R7150, the 105, so it only goes 34 or 36. This is Ultegra and obviously it's got the 30 on there, or the Dura-Ace got 28 and a 34 on there. So if you haven't got these gauges, see if you have, you can just rest that on the 105. This is Ultegra gauge. Rest it on the plate at the top there and set that B screw gap, your 2mm there. When you're over on the largest like this, you set that to the corresponding 30 tooth on there. Now if you haven't got the gauge and you don't want to buy one, what you want to do is make sure it's underneath the largest, and then with your B screw, if you wind it in, it makes this gap here larger, so it moves the guide wheel away from the teeth of the cassette, so make it a bigger gap. And then anti-clockwise it'll make the gap smaller. What you want to do is make this gap here, so measure between the top of the plate, so the black plate there, to the teeth on the largest, so 30 tooth, measure that gap, and that gap there wants to be 14mm gap, so 14mm. So what you need to do is get on that B screw and just wind it in, and then just measure that gap in there, so it's 14mm. And then once you've done that, then it'll work exactly as it does if you had an Ultegra derailleur on there, so you can still use the 30 cassette with the 105. So also remember, you've got to resize the chain on the bike if you're going to stick with your original chain to run the 1130 cassette, or alternatively purchase another chain so you can run the 1131 chain, and then you can swap back to your larger cassette if you want, if you need to, with the original chain that you had. So just bear that in mind anyway. So if you found the video helpful, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more cycle related content. Till next one, ride safe and I'll see you then.